Hello again and welcome to WoW Training. This is Eagle Eye, and today we're going to be just quickly talking about the glyphs that you will be using as a raiding PvE marksman hunter. Starting with the very obvious one, Glyph of Chimera Shot. Your successful Chimera Shots now also heal you for 2% of your maximum health. This used to be a cooldown reduction on Chimera Shot, where it went from 10 seconds to 9, but they just baked in the 9-second cooldown into a Chimera Shot instead of 10 seconds. So now it just heals you for 2% of your maximum health. This is a nice little way to keep yourself alive. All classes now have a survival type of thing to for personal cooldowns. This meshes well with like deterrence and feign death and all these other things to help prevent damage, as well as the talent, the damage reduction talent of Iron Hawk. So that said, that one's of course obvious. The one I like to run with here is Glyph of Deterrence. It increases the damage reduction granted by 20%, so it goes from 30% up to 50%. This has saved my butt quite a bit, and when you're raiding, you can't be selfish and just rely on your healers. The less a healer has to heal you, the less damage you take, the better, and the more you're going to impress your raid leader. They're going to be looking at the damage taken stuff and be like, wow, you're really a good raider. You stay out of shit. And, of course, you may not have stayed out of stuff, but you just didn't take damage from it. The other one I like is for, Glyph of Misdirection for soloing. This is when I'm questing. I use this for, I pull out my pet, even in Lone Wolf. I just have a tanking pet. It's a turtle. And just keep misdirecting to it so I don't ever have to worry about like healing myself or avoiding things. I could just keep mend pet on my pet, keep on misdirecting to my pet over and over again without having to worry about a cooldown. So let's just talk about some other potential ones that could be good. Of course, Animal Bond is no good for a lone wolf. Black Ice is probably more of a PvP talent. Your movement speed through areas affected by your ice trap is 50% greater, and that's more probably for a survival hunter anyway. Camouflage, not really all that beneficial for PvE. Glyph of Disengage might be a viable one for PvE, increasing the distance you travel, especially if you are combining that with the talent Post Haste up here. So that might be something I would change out my misdirect glyph for if needed. And you'll notice, I carry some tomes of the Clear Mind with me here all the time. I actually am needing to buy some more. I usually carry 2 stacks with me because I change out glyphs and talents quite often. You're never going to use many traps at all, really, as a marksman hunter, and except for like pre-pull, you may be asked to CC things. You definitely do not want to use Glyph of Freezing Trap as a CC'er. When your freezing trap breaks, the victim's movement speed is reduced by 70%. When it breaks, the tank wants it coming to him, and so you don't want to reduce its speed. Basically, there's really no good option other than the ones I've put out there. Really, it's just there's not very many good glyphs anymore for the marksman hunter as far as that's concerned. Now, the minor glyphs, this one's always fun. Glyph of Fetch, especially if you're in a pit group in Goreground, using the Glyph of Fetch to find those corpses that the raid has killed somewhere that you might have missed, so you get your, extra Apexis crystals and stuff that you might have missed otherwise. I like Glyph of Lesser Proportion when I have a pet out, because I can't stand gigantic pets. Now this one is actually a vital one for raiding, and it's a minor glyph. Your aspect of the cheetah no longer causes you to be dazed when struck. Instead, the effect is cancelled. That one is amazing because it's like, okay, it gets rid of the calculation in your head of, should I risk getting stunned for 4 seconds by popping aspect of the cheetah? I need the speed, but do I risk getting stunned? And if you make that bet and you take that gamble and you lose, it could be death. But now you don't have to worry about it. You take the gamble, and it's like, okay, fine, I got hit. Instead of being dazed, I just no longer have my speed increase. I think that's one of the most valuable glyphs you can have, and it's a minor glyph, which is pretty ironic. Anyway, that's all I have for this one. A couple other fun ones, though, like aspects is fun. You know, each time you activate a new aspect, an animal companion representing that aspect will follow you for 15 seconds. Some raid leaders may not like it because, you know, some raid leaders are actually pretty anal about, like, pets and stuff, you know, vanity pets, because it clutters up everything. And, you know, or if you're running without Lone Wolf using Stampede, it copies your current pet. So just some stuff to think about. Like I said, the most important ones I think are deterrence, Chimera Shot, and aspect of the cheetah. Anyway, thanks for watching.